Hi everyone, welcome to Eating Peace. I just wrapped up the very last session of the Eating Peace program, which is 3.5 months long. It started in November and went all the way till now. And I usually, it's the second year in a row I've taught this longer version of Eating Peace that spans that period of time that's normally winter for us, which involves kind of lots of time with family, going inward, darkness, rain, snow, cold, holidays, New Year's resolutions, this whole kind of time that often people have the most difficult experience with. And what really struck me was as we did this very last live inquiry session, so there's presentations, but also live inquiry, is I had people go back and once again identify closely and clearly what they really believe they need, what your mind is telling you, even if you know it's not 100% true, what you believe you need in any moment where you're reaching for something compulsively. And I know that my favorite and expertise is around food and eating, but I sure do get the reaching and compulsive urgency towards just about anything. Many other things can fit under the heading of addiction. Actually thinking about something where your line of thought, your imagination runs the same way always. You dream of that, whatever it is, just around the corner in the future that's going to be so great. And you have this reaching compulsion towards it. There's people who overwork and feel addicted to their jobs and their careers. There's people who feel like they cannot stop checking their emails and looking at the internet. Sexual compulsions that get very debilitating and difficult and obsessive. And, the other usuals, drinking, smoking, doing drugs. When they feel like they've got this pattern of longing and reaching and like you're almost in a trance until you get that thing satisfied, it can feel so stressful. But to really look and come back to that moment of need, what I love about is examining closely, is it really as stressful as I think? Because when I'm repeating it over and over again, of course it is. It's a stressful experience in the end because you're in this loop. In the end, you do this thing anyway, even though you know you don't like it. No one likes to overeat. It feels awful in the end. You do it anyway, and you go ahead and override the outcome that's going to happen later. I don't care if I'm hungover tomorrow. I have to do this right now. I need it. I need it. To sit with this as an inquiry and see, first of all, exploring, what do you really need? What do you need from this cup of coffee? You're trying not to drink caffeine. What do you think this coffee is going to do for you, though? That's going to be so important that you would drop your promise, that you wouldn't just go with what you really want to do, which is not drink it. What is it going to give you? There can be these qualities that come out that are more refined. It's going to give me comfort, soothing. It's going to help blank out my mind. It's going to provide release. I'm going to stop thinking. I'm going to stop hunting. I will stop reaching. I hate the reaching feeling, that wanting. I hate it. And I'll get to stop having that feeling because I'll have found the thing that I think I need, or at least the substitute, which is this food. And of course, that doesn't work. If you can slow down even for just the tiniest bit and see what it is you really, really, really think you need, and then question it, some powerful insights may come out of it. So, for example, I need to feel good. I need to stop working. I need to have a break. I need to get a reward. I need to settle down. I need some silence. I need some soothing and comfort. So you go for this substance or this thing or this behavior that helps you get there. The assumption is, in that moment, when you believe you're needing something, you are totally set that you don't have it. I do not feel good in this moment. This moment here, these feelings, no good. Gotta get rid of them. Gotta reach. Gotta fix it. Need to adjust. Can't tolerate this. I cannot handle this uncomfortable moment when I feel unrewarded and lost and tired and exhausted and bored and let down and disappointed, whatever it is. I don't like these feelings. And I can't handle it. Gotta fix it. Is it true? Ask yourself if that's really true that you can't handle it. I mean, human beings sometimes don't feel good. Human beings sometimes have physical pain, mental pain. They have very difficult experiences of trauma and loss and hardship. It seems like suffering exists in this life, and there's feelings and disturbing feelings and fear and anxiety and self-doubt. And everyone has those at some time. You are not going to get away without having them if you're a human being. You're going to be sort of screwed up sometimes. It's not true, I notice, that I need to always be feeling good. Who would I be without that story? Wonder, who would you be without that story? That you need to change the channel. You need to reach. You got to get release. You got to get satisfied. Satisfaction is not here. You can't tolerate this uncomfortable, weird, up in the air, kind of empty moment. What's your relationship like with silence? Who would you be without the thought that just you and silence aren't so hot? What if you turned that around and begin to notice what is interesting about any given moment, even the most difficult, tricky, hard, man, even if you've got like a broken heart, when you start to sob and you feel grief, you feel pain about some sort of sadness, doesn't it feel like it just has a life of its own and it moves through you, and something even almost feels good about breaking the dam and just crying your eyes out? So what I've found over and over again, and it keeps being surprising, to be honest, is that I don't need to feel good in any given moment. What I need to feel is what I'm feeling. What I need to feel is what is the truth right there in that moment. And I don't need to panic and like do the work real quick so I get back to feeling good, like self-inquire or do some sort of method or tool so that I feel good. I just need to sit, and maybe I use my tools. I use self-inquiry. I wonder what is going on, just because I really want to know what's going on, what it's like to be a human being in this body, in this moment in time that's temporarily here. And I notice everything changes, everything passes. Connecting with other people and being honest about what I feel is the answer, or the way to keep the thing in motion and not sort of abort the process and shut down and make sure that I'm always on patrol for feeling better. When I drop that thought and I drop that belief system about my whole entire life and reality, I do not need to feel good here. Wow. Drops a lot of addictions, drops a lot of compulsions. I can sort of slow down and be actually incredibly slow. Maybe everything even comes to a stop. Who knows? Could be pretty exciting, pretty interesting to just open hands, surrender, just see what it's like if you don't need, if you don't feel compelled, if it's not an addiction, if it's not a drive, if it's not a demand that you get that thing right now in this moment, or else. Maybe there is no or else that's so bad. All right. Let me know how it goes. Take care.